Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we shall discuss about how to get pollution NOC or consent for establishment from pollution control board. So in this session we shall try to discuss what is this consent, what are the different types of consents, which type of consent is applicable to which type of industry, how to apply for these consents, what are the documents required. So such aspects we try to understand. Any industry which is into any of these and likely to generate any type of pollutant has to take the permission or consent from their respective state pollution control boards. This consent has to be taken at two stages. So one is before constructing or establishing the industry. So this is what we call as consent for establishment, that is to start constructing the industry. So this is what we generally call as NOC. In some states all industries has to apply for NOC and get it. In other states, white category industries, this categorization we are going to discuss. So these white category industries are excluded from consent mechanism. Otherwise, other type of industries has to apply for NOC and get it. So all the industries which fall under consent mechanism has to get water consent. However, if the industry is likely to generate air pollutants, excluding the pollutants from DGs, has to get combined consent. So it is not mandatory to apply for combined consent, but it is mandatory to apply for water consent. So there are certain industries which fall under EIA category. Under such circumstances, the Consent Examination Committee issues a terms of reference, that is TOR, to the applicant. The applicant has to conduct environmental impact assessment in accordance with the terms of reference and submit it back to the committee. The committee issues a environmental clearance, and this environmental clearance will be submitted back to the board, and the board, taking into account the environmental clearance, may issue the consent. Such issued CFEs have a validity period of 5 years and can be extended for two terms of 1 year each, and this do not apply to EIA category industries. So within this validity term, the establishment including construction has to be completed. Otherwise, the proponent has to apply for the consent once again. Once the construction and establishment is completed, the proponent has to apply for second type of consent, that is consent for operation, that is CFO. This has to be applied in accordance with the CFE conditions. If the CFE is only for water, so CFO for water has to be applied. If the CFE is combined, then combined CFO has to be applied. Apart from this, depending upon the applicability, the proponent has to apply for authorization under hazardous waste management rule and biomedical waste management rule. The proponent, if applicable, has to register under plastic rules. These CFOs and the authorizations again have their specific validity based on the scale and the category which we are going to understand. So these validity can be continuously renewed. During the course of operation, if an industry wants the expansion by addition or modification by changes, such expansion and modification should be taken relevant CFEs and CFOs, just like the previous way. If an industry is operating without these consents and authorizations, it can apply directly for this CFO and authorizations. The board verifies how better the industry meets the requirement and may issue the consent and authorization. So in this session we try to understand how to apply for consent for establishment or NOC. For this the proponent has to apply through online mode. Different states use different softwares for this online application. Some softwares are user friendly and some softwares are consultants friendly. Hope you can understand. So this application for consent I'm going to discuss with respect to KSPCB, that is Karnataka State Pollution Control Board. Open any browser and type KSPCB and enter. You will get many links. Click on this KSPCB's XGN link. You will be directed to this page. Then you click on new user. So you will get a page to generate the profile of your industry. So here you enter all the data correctly. So enter the name of the industry or project name. So let it be bright here. So I'm using some fictional values. Let it be 60. Survey number. Then village. Let it be Baikampadi. And regional office. This Baikampadi falls under Mangalore regional office. So once you choose this regional office under the drop down menu, the page will get refreshed. So then you choose the district, only one district, this regional office. Then Taluk, Baikampadi comes under Mangalore Taluk. So industrial area, choose industrial area if it is in industrial area. Otherwise you can choose not in industrial area. Then enter the mobile number, preferably enter the mobile number of authorized person and ensure that the mobile number is linked to Aadhaar. So here I'm entering some fictional values, then PIN again some fictional values. Enter the location correctly, then second address, that is corresponding address. So if it is proprietorship, enter the proprietor's house address or residential address. If it is a company, there are chances that there may be offices somewhere in the city, so such office address can be put. Now we have to enter the category and the scale to which the industry falls. We have to be very careful while entering these two because many aspects are related to these 2 points. So it's necessary to have better information about these two. So let's discuss about the categorization and the classification of the industries based on the investment scale. Okay. Industries are categorized under red, orange, green, white, so 4 categories based on their pollution index score. How this categorization is being done can be assessed in this web page. To which category your industry falls can be assessed in this web link, right? You can see in this web link list of industries under 4 categories. So there are different industries. So this is orange category. So then you have green category industries. So then you have white category industries. White category industries are not included in the consent mechanism, right? So you note down the category to which your industry falls and you can enter that category, red, orange or green, right? So then scale, based on the investment scale, the industries are grouped under 4 headings. This investment includes the investment made on land, building, plant and machinery, only fixed capital without depreciation. So for this, we may refer to CA certificate or project report. For CFEs, for CFOs, we can refer CA certificate or annual report. So remember, the certificate regarding this investment has to be attached with the application. So based on the investment, we can identify to which heading our industry falls. So that particular class or scale has to be entered in the application. Let's consider we are applying for an NOC for a small IT industry. Uh, it falls under green category. Then the page gets refreshed. So scale, as I said, it's a small scale. So investment in terms of lakhs, 100 lakhs. So then industrial sector, it falls under 1634, which we can note down from the previous page. So this industry generates only water related activities. So click on this water consent. So other type of consents are not relevant to our industry, so leave them. Then save it. So once you save, you will get this user ID and the password, right? So this, note down this user ID and password. These credentials we get in our mobile as well as SMS. Using these credentials, we can log into our industry profile and continue with our NOC application. So that's a lengthy procedure, and we can discuss in second session in part 2.